Hello people, I want to say thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, ring the notification bell, really appreciate it. Part 2, going into Speaker's Corner, live, see what's going on. I haven't got a clue, big up the first 3 people that's in there. Respect to you Richie, T-Lady, love you, Lando, Richie. You what? Marriage? What's on marriage? What's on marriage? Big up everybody. Yes. I've just gone live, so I'm going to put your face on there. Put your face on there. Big up.
Black man, you know, I got to say, all of our Muslims, hey, yo, look at us. If you know, say, my dog sense, if you know, say, my chat, we are going to disagree because it's amazing.
Yes.
But when it comes to the
Love it. Love it, human beings. You don't know.
Black man, all of our Muslims.
Blessings. Real Jamaica, that's it. Nah, cheers. Blessings. Big up, yeah? I'll speak to you soon.
Come on, G.
Love.
Always. Big up Black man.
Yes, respect. Don't know.
It's all unity. No matter what the ideology, we're still brothers, man.
Right.
That's the main thing. That's the unity. You get me? You must all find a common enemy. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying the common enemy is the establishment. You get what I'm saying?
Establishment.
The establishment.
I agree with that. I would agree with that.
Forget about all that slavery shit and all that other shit. Those are just facts that are true. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You shouldn't get emotional about such things. But the best thing we should do, you get me, is think of a different strategy.
A way forward.
If you don't like it, I don't like it, you say. If you want to say leave.
Record you there.
Yeah, if you say leave, yeah, I wouldn't say leave to people, but I would say.
One sec. Go on.
I do say to people, find the exit strategy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it here, and you would have rights to say you don't like it here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because for certain communities or certain sets of people, things are not favourable. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, what I would
say, if you weren't happy here, just leave, innit?
Yeah.
Okay, we'd agree with that.
But that's the exit strategy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can't just, pack up and leave, or necessarily, you have to think forward. Like, find somewhere in the world and maybe start building, build a house. Maybe I got my brethren to build a house in Jamaica.
We're going to go over there in the light or something. Cool.
Black fan man, what on? What you saying to me?
Yeah.
As we said, it's all love.
Everybody here now.
Yeah, come on.
Khalid, you right, mate? I'm good, bro. Always. Love. Always, man. Every day's a good day from I'm breathing. Yeah? That's what it's about, all blessings. Exactly. Just keeping it real. Every day's a good day. Dialect. You've been keeping the dialect. You've been behaving yourself. Yeah, I've been behaving myself, bro. Straight dialogue, that's it. That's all I'm dealing with. See what's going on. Yeah. See you soon. See you in a second. I don't even make around. 2. Based on what? What's going on there?
I did something. You asked him to stay away from me.
He's gone. I've asked him to leave. If you want to
Why?
argue your point, that's fine.
Why?
You can stay here.
Based on what?
That's all right. That's okay. The common sense thing to do would be just to walk away and come back next week. But you know what? I've asked you to leave. You're not leaving, so that's your choice.
Bro, they're gonna nick you.
I've done nothing wrong.
Bro, they're gonna nick
I've asked
you,
him
bro.
to leave under 316. He wants to stay here. It's his choice. It's his choice. Yeah.
Say it again.
They're gonna nick you or something, innit? It's not worth
They
it.
can't nick me for what?
I just told you, mate. You've been asked to leave.
Based
There are
on
parts
what?
of other open spaces regulations. It's statute law.
So
I've asked you
what
to
is it?
leave.
What did you
because
say
your
that
dog's
was?
been causing harassment, alarm,
My dog
and
has not,
distress.
though.
I've asked you to leave
keep
several
saying this,
times,
but my dog
and
has
you're still
not.
here. The other gentleman has gone. You're still here. All you got to do is walk away.
What was it?
But
What
you
was
haven't
it?
done
What was he
that.
at?
So now,
What was he at?
that's your choice.
Away, bro. I thought they could nick you. Nick you for what? I don't know. Look, they're gonna. Look, we can't be. I don't want them to arrest you, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, bro, just walk away, man. It's not worth it.
Walk away, man.
Are they came to arrest you, bro?
For
what?
Literally. Not even
You
filming.
don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Sir, you don't know what you're talking about. I said.
You're not taking my dog. No one's taking my dog. No one is taking my dog.
Bro, what do you want, a dog?
No, they're trying to say that my dog was causing public.
Yeah, I heard all that.
Saying that his dog's causing distress and alarm. I've seen his dog all day. His dog hasn't been doing anything, to be honest with you. His dog's well behaved. Seems like they just want to cause him trouble for no reason, to be honest with you.
Listen, I don't think anyone's going to let that happen.
I'd advise him to leave though, personally.
You're not here for you, man.
Real's gone home.
Oh, fucking hell. I thought the boys getting to fight. Look, same dog that they said they were getting rid of is over there.
The first one here, last one to leave. Look, see they come back. Look, see.
They're not here for you. They're just
Mate,
Move that dog away, then I will leave. The same dog you said you were escorting out the park is
still
over
here?
there. Yeah. So you guys have concentrated on
Stay
me
here, stay here.
rather than sorting out the situation.
just stay there.
Yeah. No, I know I've done nothing wrong. I don't live my life in no way that draws attention to me.
What happened? What was it over? Dog?
Yeah, no, you're just saying that because his dog's provoking my dog, they're causing public stress and alarm and all this type of crap. It's just bollocks. Well, in fact, the funniest thing is one of the officers come up to me earlier and was like, "My God, your dog has the best obedience and manners I've seen in a long time." So what? So what are they talking about? Then they tried to talk about the dangerous dog act. All this type of crap.
Look at the dog. The dog is well behaved. Nice.
Yeah, I know he is. My brother.
He's going now after he goes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it was unfair the way you treated this whole situation. You told me
It's
to
all
stay
on
away
camera.
from him.
It's all on camera.
Yeah, that's fine. I know it is. But the way you said, he needs to stay away from my dog needs to stay away from his.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I just said you go
Stay
one
over
direction,
side of the park,
he goes the
and
other
he goes the
direction
other.
because you have
So
dogs.
he went the other way
Now,
and then decided
listen
to
to
come
me.
back
Listen to me.
past.
If your dogs start fighting, it's more than likely it's going to become something else. Something
I
else.
wouldn't allow that.
If it's no, mate, you're not in control of this situation. You're in control of your dog, but not his dog. All right.
I'm in
what
pretty
saying
much
to you is
control.
of
So if
your
I'm in control
dog,
of my
of
dog,
your dog.
But do you think I would
of
allow
your dog.
him near my
Mate,
dog?
you are not in control of this situation. You're in control of your dog. And hence why,
he's not in
all
control
I'm
of his
saying to
dog.
you is,
Under the
all
Dog
I
Act, he
asked
should
you
be
to
held.
do was you go one direction, he goes the other direction.
And that's what happened.
Now,
But he
everyone
came
around
over my
us,
other
everyone,
side.
no, you didn't. You stayed there and
While
you
he
refused
went the
to
other
leave.
side.
Yeah, and you blamed
While
him.
he went the other side,
It's
right?
all on camera.
But he went the other
It's
side,
simple.
right?
This is so basic. It is so basic and petty, seriously. That's all it is.
He went the other
That's
way,
all it
right?
is. Mate, it's
He
a
stayed over
simple
the other
instruction.
side.
Now, I've asked you, under 316 to leave, after he's gone, you're going. Yeah? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And what was that act again? 316 of what?
For the fourth time, the Royal Parks and Other Open Spaces Regulations 1997, Section 3, subsection 16.
And that means...
You got it recorded.
Yeah,
Check
what
it
does that
later.
mean?
Check it later.
Watch
Guys,
out.
make some room. Make some room. Guys, make some room. Make some room. Thank you very much. Make some room. Thank you.
Go on, son.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. That's all it is. All right? Now, no, it's not. Now, I don't want to have to take this to another level. All I've asked you to do is leave. Okay?
Why?
That's all it is.
Why does he have to leave?
Because he's leaving, you're both leaving. That's all it is. Okay?
Well,
Come
he's
back
done-
next
done
week.
nothing.
Come back next week, and that's fine. But you are leaving right now. All right? And that's it. And then we'll go back to Speaker's Corner as normal. Come back next week, mate. It's fine. But for now, you're leaving. All right.
Big up man like Raheem.
Yeah, but you don't listen. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But he doesn't listen.
You don't listen.
I listen. But
I've asked you
when I spoke to
how
him
many
on a normal
times?
level,
I've told you the law 4 times. You're not listening to me.
The law.
Okay? It is the law. It's statute law. It's statute law. Okay, I will just finish this conversation right here. That's fine. All right. So you can go. You can go. Thank you very much. All right.
You ready for the sniper, baby? Gary, they don't want that conversation, bro. Law and statute.
I thought only white police officers were supposed to be racist.
No, man.
Black ones as well.
Yeah. Well, you didn't think they're gonna go extra hard. You know what I'm saying? To prove the point. Like, it's just life.
Can't trust anyone.
You get me? Yeah. Remember, people, they're telling you statute law is law.
Hey guys, let's go back to
And when you
Speaker's
question
Corner
to
law.
it, when you
Thank
question man about it, they run away. Facts. You get me? Weak.
Let's see what else is going on.
We're talking about Syria.
The things that happened in Africa
No,
never happened.
but in order
They were
to
liberation
understand it,
movement.
you need to learn. You need to learn about the origins of this conflict.
So you're saying Turkey's occupying
Syria,
and
then
you're
you
saying
the
Turkey's
Prime
not
Minister
occupying. Yeah,
of
that's what I
Qatar.
know.
Prime Minister of
What
Qatar.
about it?
Do you know what he said?
I don't know what he said.
He said Syria, what's happened to Syria is we did it as a Qatar, I will say we and Saudi
Are you
Arabia.
Qatari? Are you
No,
Qatari?
I'm not.
Arabs.
We that's what listen. That's what's happened of they breaking friendship between Saudi Arabia and Qatar. What's happened? Because the Prime Minister, what he said the truth. He said the truth, not the truth. He said the Saudi Arabia and Qatar together against Syria to destroy Syria, to make Syria is a weak upon the Israel. And who is leading us as a Qatar answer? Is Turkey.
Okay.
He said Turkey is leading us. And who is watching us? America. America is watching us and let everything comes, the order comes from Turkey.
Okay, sir, let me finish. In 2011, who was the president of America? Who was the president of America
Obama,
in 2011?
maybe, yeah.
Okay,
Obama.
who was the Secretary of State?
Come on.
Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Okay, they created this problem.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, at the time, Turkey wasn't fully independent from the globalist institutions in the sense of directing its own foreign policy. Come on, listen to this. It directed its own foreign policy. Yes, the Gulen movement in Turkey had a large influence in the Arab Spring. In the Arab Spring. In the Arab Spring, yes. Like this man said, he appointed his people in the military, which is why there was a coup attempt on Erdogan's life in 2016. It was the Russians who informed Erdogan. The Russians.
Informed Erdogan
Yes.
to do what?
That there was a coup attempt on his life that was perpetrated by Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and the globalists.
Brother, all these, as I'm Iraqi, I told you,
Yes.
and I am your neighbor.
Yes.
And Mosul is on the border with you.
Yes.
And they entered from Mosul, they came from Turkey.
Yes.
The Daesh came from Turkey, from the
They
north.
came from a lot of different countries.
If America did that, if America did what you said, all this, how did you accept? How did you allow those?
Like I said before, there are NATO bases in Turkey.
NATO.
There are places in Turkey.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on camera, mate.
Yeah.
There are places in Turkey that they had bases in and whatever, and unfortunately, their government at the time was so short-sighted, they couldn't stop these madmen, these criminals, these terrorists from coming over.
Second biggest army in NATO can't stop.
I wasn't even talking about the Turkish army, you fool. I was talking about the NATO structures.
I mean, you've been calm and cool most of the time, but I notice when he talks, you tend to...
Yeah, because I know more than
No, you don't, because you're being...
Because I know more about things.
I'm off, see. Don't worry, I'm gonna find something else, man.
All he does is slander Sikhs. I'll pick up Black Van Man. Yeah. So all he does here is slander Sikhs, though. So the same way with Adnan Rashid, they're kind of rewriting history. So he said to me that TYO, that the Sikh Gurus would not accept me because I'm of a low caste and the Gurus were a high caste. But the Gurus were against caste. So this is a kind of a slanderous thing to say about people that they perceive to be of a low caste. I don't really talk about caste because I don't believe in it. So yeah. How's it going, Black Bandman?
I'm good, brother.
When's Raspek coming?
I don't know, man. I haven't got his.
He's our new leader, Black Bandman.
No, I am not.
Our new leader, Black Bandman. Yeah. No, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. No, that's what they're saying. Is Raspek coming down there? Because I might stay around for a bit.
He's in the chat, he said he might. I'm not
Calm down, Aja. Come on. We'll be friendly. I think he's shook. But let me say something to Raspek if you're listening here. Big up to yourself for being an LGBTQ ally now.
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
What happened? He was in a bar and there was a gay flag behind him and he was doing the YMCA. I don't know. That's allegedly. I can't hear the audio. But it could have been rapping. But whatever I say, I'm proud of him for moving his stance from being very homophobic last week and this week being paid to sing at a club with a rainbow black in the flag. Big up to yourself, Raspek. You are now one of my mates. He's not gonna lie. Nabi,
Coming down.
Oh, he is going down.
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, he is. I'll stay around for a bit. Real's gone though.
How long does Diwali
Real's gone. Real may put me in a real awkward position though.
Raj, how long does Diwali last?
It's just today. So I'm only going to be good for one day today. Do you see how respectful I am?
Do you believe in Diwali, yeah?
No, we have a different reason for celebrating it. So we call it Bandito or Divas.
Okay.
It's a different reason, but it happened to fall in the same day. So because the Hindus and Sikhs are very close.
Why do you start?
Why do we?
Yeah.
Oh, I explained it earlier.
Okay,
Yeah. I don't want to make a mistake again. Everyone's going to start saying, Raj, you made a mistake. But it's for a different reason. The Hindus, just the basic is that the Hindus, I just realized it today, they celebrate because there was somebody called Ram, Lord Ram was exiled into the forest and he came back after 14 years. And for the Sikhs, we actually celebrated because the sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind, was imprisoned and then he was released on that day. So it's kind of similar but very different. And so that was in 1609 though. But it happened to fall in the same day. And because Sikhs and Hindus are kind of from the Dharmic phase, they called it Diwali for a bit, but now we call it Bandito or Divas. But big up to my Hindu brothers. Happy Diwali to everyone. And to my Muslim brothers, you can say Happy Diwali. You're not going to burn in hell. There's a lot of them thinking Happy Diwali is worse than murder.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How do they know when Diwali is? Do you know when how do they know? Is it just like...
Don't worry, you'll see the fireworks. I was celebrating al-Baghdadi's death.
Okay.
Al-Baghdadi. Al-Baghdadi is the leader of ISIS.
Okay.
And let's just say I don't support Trump, but for the first time I'll say well done, Trump. You hit that freaking heat-seeking missile right and he's not.
It was done just the other day.
Just today.
Today.
And I remember I started my war on the jihadis.
Yeah.
I said 6 weeks ago, I'll crush you.
Thingy, you had the 7.
Remember I said 6 weeks ago, I'll crush you.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? Week by week. Bang, bang, bang. Uncle Omar's best mate, who's a jihadi, he's in prison now. And he used to come here, Abdul Hakim. And today, al-Baghdadi. I'm not taking responsibility for all of it, but I will say, the rumors are that Trump watched my video. That's a rumor though, I'm just saying. And he was like, Raj is setting the trend. And the Rajanator, he's going to finish the job. So yeah. I was trolling him hard earlier. How long are you here for then?
Just until my battery dies. Literally, I'm just going to stay.
How do I find out? Because I want to go home, but I don't want to miss the fireworks.
Yeah, I want to see if Raspberry's turning up.
Do you know what we need to do one day? Me, you, and Real versus Respect and his little thing and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm always up for a debate or a discussion. Always.
You done well though. Let me say something to Respect.
Really appreciate it.
Let me say something. You lost the first debate. The reason why you lost is because this guy walked in with a lot of hate and went with handshakes. So you went in with lots of people supporting you. You left with the same amount. He went in with all hate but left with a lot of handshakes. So he won on default because of that. And then that last one you won as well though. So, but if you walk in and you're hated, and then you walk out and people are shaking your hand, you won. It's a victory outright.
You're biased. Anything.
No, I'm not biased.
You are
no,
biased.
I love Respect.
Yes, you are.
I love Respect. Me and Respect are like brothers.
No, you're biased. Unfair.
I'm a pigeon. He's a horse. We're both animals of the kingdom. Oh, this is Respect's bodyguard. The white man.
No.
How did he get the white man? How did he subjugate you? How did he subjugate the white man so quickly?
Look, okay, all right.
Is it white guilt?
Yeah, all right.
It was like, he's got so much white guilt, he's turned into a
He's
turned
all
into a servant.
right. Respect is okay. He gets a bad press. He's a good bloke.
Someone's actually behind him.
I haven't got nothing
Someone's
personal.
behind him with a gun.
I haven't got anything personal
he's
against
like-
Respect. We just have a difference of opinions.
Yeah, he's all
I
right.
got something
He's all
personal
right.
against Respect.
Yeah.
You're calling everyone nonsense. For 2 years you're saying you're gonna bun the pigeon. I'm freezing cold. You used to go for me first, yeah? Now it's him, then it's that person. But I got one thing that you haven't got. I'm gonna be here for another 20 years. How are you gonna beat that? So we'll see. I'm gonna get him to push my wheelchair. Respect, you can push my wheelchair if you want to do it. Why are you supporting Respect today? What happened?
It's just,
What happened? I left you alone for 2 weeks. Now you're Respect.
He gets such a bad press. Honestly, he gets such a bad press, and I think that there is a good side to him. I think that there is.
Is he giving you paintball money?
I
Paintball
think he's got a good side.
He has got a good side. I'm not going to say.
I think there is there's a decent bloke there actually.
There's certain people here I hate. And there's other people.
And I don't think he's hate-worthy. I don't think he's hate-worthy.
But I don't dislike him as a human being. And that's with him. But I do think he's hypocritical.
Yes,
I think he's
I think there's things he says I disagree with.
He's got a lot of good ideas, but too much baggage with victims. And I will say,
I agree with that.
He has got legitimate right as somebody from the Jamaican Islands. Now, there's a difference between colonization and slavery.
Very big.
And white people need to start understanding this. Now, when it comes to the South Asians, we were not enslaved per se. We were colonized, but I still got my name. I can name my village. I can still trace back my ancestry. We still got the temples. We got everything there. The difference between slavery is that when you uproot a whole people and then move them across the transatlantic, change their names and their culture and rip everything, that is going to be traumatic for an individual.
But that's Marxism. What he's putting forward. That is Marxism.
But the thing is, look,
cultural
when
Marxism.
I want to kind of like feel good about myself, I sometimes read my own history. Like today I was talking about Diwali and what the Sikhs have achieved. Now, if someone's ripped that from you...
Can't we do that? Can't we fix that now with DNA and all that? If there's DNA,
you can do that, yeah, you can trace it back.
Go and have a look.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you're going to have to understand is that, because a lot of people conflate the colonization with slavery, but they're two separate issues.
Totally agree.
Yeah, one of them is repairable within a generation or 2 generations. The other one's a long-term issue.
But don't you think that when a baby's born innocent of colonization, innocent of it's how the baby's edified?
No, I agree with you.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you. Look, and I'm going to big up the Sikhs again, but one of the most successful. The reason why I big up the Sikhs, obviously I'm Sikh, but if people understand the history of India, the Sikhs are almost genocide in around 1750.
Yeah.
But by 1800, we were running that place. We ended up running, so we was 3%. We were 3%, and we ended up running the 85% who were once oppressors. So it can be done. So you need that kind of mentality. Yeah, and
in
Jewish
Europe,
people.
and they've recovered. They sort of just got on with. They've recovered completely.
Yeah, but the white man can't say that.
can't you? Why
Say
not?
that.
Why?
I can say it.
Oh,
You say it.
I can't say
You're
it.
the white
Am
devil.
I in trouble? Am I?
That's going to take your black card away. Have you got a black card?
I only got it today.
What you're highlighting is inequality in dialogue. What you believe, like what you're having a joke about is there's an inequality in dialogue, and you believe that you can say things in the fact that you can't say things, just in the fact that you're white.
Well, I can't say certain things. So give an example with Maku. I was on a live stream once, and I was like, black, and he said, I don't like the way you said that. So I got a joke with him now, black. I accentuated it afterwards because I'm like, dude, it's a word. Yeah, and so I said that to Respect the other day. I said black. And he said, oh, why are you saying it like that? And I explained, and he was still butthurt about it. I'm like, dude, if I said white, a white person is not going to get upset, or brown. There's a level of sensitivity around certain things. And they've lowered the bar of racism so low.
The worrying thing is that it's dangerous. The thing is, people lose jobs. You know, like like we're joking now. You know, and the thing is, if you were in a job or I was in there was a.
I do work. I do work.
No. I mean,
I'm
you're self-employed. You're self-employed.
Let me just plug myself. I'm an
I
artist.
mean, if you're working for a company, the thing is it's this kind of talk that we're laughing. We're sort of laughing.
You can get kind of like. Penalised for talking like this. You can, we can't.
How does that work? Seriously, how does that work?
Getting pissed off though, for real.
See, white
You're getting that, are you?
White
I
privilege.
believe that white people in this country are getting pissed off in the inequality in dialogue, in the fact of.
Is that just a feeling, or are you actually seeing that? Are people actually saying that to you?
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that to me as well.
Really?
Yes.
Your white privilege is gone when it comes to this.
See, I thought that we
Almost reversed.
I thought we just grumbled, like we grumbled quietly to, like to the wife.
I talk to people about it, so that's why I'm hearing it.
You're hearing it, yeah.
Yeah, but both sides have got.
How do you feel about how the country is going? And they're like, oh, well, to be honest with you, I'm a bit pissed off. I
was about to do the Cockney accent, but I don't want to sound racist.
Go ahead. I'll give you here's a white card.
No, I always do the Cockney accent. I don't know if he's going to come because I need to go and be pious at the 10th for him a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a little round, see what's going on, and then I might clear off my feet. It's getting a bit dark.
Have you got his number?
Nah. I certainly
Good talking, fellas.
All right, nice talking to you as well, bro.
You done but by yourself, you've done brilliant.
Thank you.
No, I'm not even like. No. What it is here? Look, the problem with me and Real, is it live? Oh, don't worry, I can say it. The problem with me and Real is that we're kind of dislikable characters. Like, I'm not Marmite. Whereas with you, you've managed to cross that line of like even people that. Because the thing about wrestling, you need to understand, he works with the crowd. His biggest strength is the crowd, not his rhetoric. So he'll pump the crowd up against you. So whenever I'm with him, I'm always outnumbered with the crowd, 20 people. Now what you've managed to do is to turn the crowd around, and then that we can respect. That's his kryptonite. That's why you never see him doing a one-on-one. If I had a one-on-one with him without a crowd round, you'd probably.
Sorry, no.
I want to catch the word with you just because. Oh, the Black Diamond?
No, like with you, just because I was speaking to someone else.
No.
Sort of like, I just asked like, who are you? Because I saw the cameras on you and stuff. And then he goes, oh no, apparently he doesn't like Muslims. So I was like, okay.
Oh no, I love Muslims.
I was like, let me come see what you're
saying. I love you.
Come see what you're saying.
Just don't try and beat me up all the time. Maybe then, I might love you a bit more.
Wait, is that recording?
Yeah, it's recorded, yes, live.
I can't see though, it's so dark.
No, I don't have no issues with Muslims, per se. Are you Muslim yourself?
Yeah, of course. I just want to know. Like,
yeah, I'll be honest with you, it's more. So I'll be honest with you, it's complicated, but it's more of a South Asian Muslim issue. You won't understand. There's a lot of bad blood between the South Asian community for going back thousands of years. So when I try and explain to black people that I'm Muslims or Turkish or whatever, they just don't get it.
So what are you like? You're Hindu, right?
What's that? No, I'm Sikh.
Oh,
yeah.
so it's like.
Yeah. So today's Diwali, and I'm actually very polite today.
Okay.
And I'm trying to be pious, so don't push my buttons too much because I can't be ranting and raving. Look at his hair. Raven's here. You know who Rat Raven is?
No.
You don't know who Rat Raven is?
Oh yeah. How you doing, bro? You're right.
Is Rasta coming today?
I don't know. I just got here, so I don't know.
He was
Has he?
here. No, we've been there from early. I ain't seen him yet.
Oh, that horse. No, that was a horse.
That was real acting like
That was real with a horse around these things. Oh no, he doesn't like it. No, you know, it's banter, man. It's banter. I don't want to be too bad today. It's Diwali, so I'm trying to be good as much as I can.
Let's have a discussion, man. Like, so what's the? I don't know. So what's your like?
I'll be honest with you.
I want to know about you in it.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like, today I'm trying to be pious because it's a religious day, and I really don't want to get into like a discussion that's heated, not heated but controversial about Muslims, because I'm always having that. And if I go into that and then I have to explain to you why I have the issues, and it's to do with grooming, it's to do with this, and it's going to get real messy. If you come back like next week, trust me, I'll be ready and waiting to.
It's not even like a debate. I just want to hear what you're.
No. What it is? Like, no.
I'm not.
Right, so I'll give you a brief overview without going too deep into it. Basically, as a Sikh, there are issues, kind of tensions between the communities within the Asian subcontinent. So the Hindu, Sikhs, and Muslims. We do get along, but there are kind of like community issues that kind of like between the two. And so one of them is grooming. So a lot of people don't realise the grooming up north.
Got the candle.
With the white community in terms of the white girls being groomed. The Sikhs have also been experiencing that since the 80s as well, and Hindu girls.
Is that here or like?
Mainly up north, in like northern towns up, like Birmingham and places like that.
Cool.
So what's happened is that over the years there's been this kind of tension for that, and on top of that we have a history in the South Asian continent of like the Islamic rule of India. So you have to understand, I mean, I'm not saying they're all good Muslims, but a lot of Islamic raiders come into India and they ruled it for 800 years before the British. And so there's a lot of atrocities that were committed against the Sikhs and Hindus. Like the rough estimate is around 150 million Hindus or Indians were murdered over 800 years of occupation. And so there's just this kind of like, when I'm talking to somebody and they deny that, it's like somebody saying, oh, about slavery, and then somebody says, oh, well, how many millions died on the way to America? And then someone says, no, it was only like 50. You'll be pissed. So when I'm having these conversations and then somebody like a scholars are going, no, you're lying. It was only around 1 million. When I know 1 million is just like they could have done that in a year. And so there's a bit of tension to do with that. I don't want to go too much into it, but
after hearing what you said, I don't know. I'm hearing what you're saying. Obviously, I'm not knowledgeable about the whole Indian history, so I can't really question it. I know about some of the there's like from from like political tensions in the region at the moment.
That as well.
Pakistan and India and all this other kind.
So you also have the tension about the partition of.
It basically depends what.
Are you Pakistani?
I'm Indian.
Are you Indian? So you Hindu or Muslim?
I'm Muslim.
You're Muslim, but you're probably like Gujarati or something. Punjab?
No, Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. I've not many Muslims Tamil Nadu, so he won't even understand.
Yeah, I don't really.
Because India, the problem with the problem with people from the outside is a bit like when someone talks about Africa, and they think Africa's just on one place.
Yeah, it's a big place.
But one person from the south is totally different from somebody in the east, and the same with India. It's a huge place. So he's from Tamil Nadu. He speaks a completely different dialect to me. Your language branch is actually even different from the language branch of most of India. We have an Indo-Aryan language. Yours is from the Dravidian branch, isn't it? So I wouldn't understand a single word he says.
So that means that the issues that you have basically are political issues.
It's political, religious, community, social. But as somebody from India, he wouldn't understand because he's from the south. When you go up north where the Punjab is,
I've heard it's a lot more.
I'm from the Punjab, so the Punjab here has been invaded. In order to get into India, you had to go through the Punjab. So imagine my people are in this crossroads, and for like 4,000 years, 5,000 years, for as long as you know, there have been invasions coming in, including Alexander the Great and a lot of other invaders like look who's there, and all of those. So
I hear that.
So basically, what's happened is that over those periods, there's a lot of kind of different mixes up north.
Okay, fine.
And ethnicities and different people.
Sorry, when you said like religious issue, what's the religious issue?
Because
like you've got like two sides of different religions.
All right, so I got a catchphrase here, and I'm going to say it. I ain't paying that bullshit, Jizya or Magic. Sorry if you get offended, but I normally shout that.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I said I ain't paying that bullshit, Jizya.
So don't live under Islamic.
Now, what I'm saying to you is that the reason I say it is it's kind of like I see the Jizya tax as a subjugation tax. And the reason I say that because there's historical context that in India they used to subjugate the Sikhs and the Hindus by the Jizya tax. So the Jizya tax is making someone into a second-class citizen. You haven't got the full rights of a Muslim under Sharia. You do know that, though. Under Sharia, you have a dhimmi status.
I disagree with that statement.
No, you have a dhimmi status. So somebody who pays a jizya and you pay the zakat, somebody who pays a jizya can't worship freely. They can't build their own buildings.
What do you mean by can't worship?
Well, if you was to go into a Sharia state, which is totally compliant to Sharia, and you was paying the jizya and you're a dhimmi,
and you wasn't, or you was?
If you was, you wouldn't be. So you as a Muslim could try and convert me, but it would be against the law to convert you.
Okay.
So
Under
Sharia.
Islamic State.
Under the Islamic State. So and so you cannot build. So for a Hindu who worships, you might see as idols. If they try to build a statue outside their temple, they would knock it down. So you have a second-class citizen under the jizya tax.
So that's your problem. That's a strictly religious problem that you have.
No, there's not servers. If I'm being honest with you.
Okay, but that is one.
That's so a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've got like people whenever they meet me, they say, "Oh, say that catchphrase like what you say," and people know me by saying, "I ain't paying that bullshit, Jizzy, you're mad." Okay. And I know you won't understand because this has been going for like 2 years. So what you need to do is watch Raj Speaker's Corner, and you'll get a bit more of an insight. Yeah. Anyway, man. Big up. Anyway.
I'm trying to hear what you're saying. Like,
yeah, I need to shoot though.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't worry.
How old are you, man?
Me, I'm 17.
Oh my God, big up,
listen,
man.
hey, love. How old are you?
16.
Respect to you, man. Respect. It's coming down here and having a chat. And
You're more mature than the adults.
Hey, respect to you lot.
These guys are more mature than the adults. We are like
16 and
kids.
17 years old.
I'm gonna look. It's embarrassing now. I wish I was. Well done, guys, man.
It's like, I'm not going to pretend like I've agreed with everything you said.
No, but let me just say something. It's
if I didn't
nice.
know who you were, like,
But I'm saying it's nice. But let me say something. It's nice to meet the youth, and they're this goddamn sensible. Like the older people here are behaving like freaking mental patient, and these youngsters are the most polite people here, and ask you the most sensible questions as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Big up to yourself, man. Just keep it up, man. Don't go down our route.
Big up. Big up. Keep up the good work, you lot.
See what else is going on, people. I heard shouting. I got the light, I got the candle.
Where's Allah, brother? Wake up! Jesus said, Jesus said, I have not come by my will, but by the one who sent me. So who sent Jesus? Another I am? Another I am? How many I ams are there? Is the Father I am? Is it Jesus I am? Is the Holy Spirit I am? Yes. How many I ams are there? That's the thing. So in English it'll be we are. You're pre-Trinity.
They believe.
There's no Trinity in the Bible.
I want anything following the truth.
All of us when we're never left us alone.
Arabic, there is meaning. Arabic word means something in Arabic language.
Here.
Allah. Arabic means different in thing.
Allah.
In Quran.
As all.
You see, if you say fast, if you say I'm fasting, you know fasting? If you don't sleep, you are fasting. If you don't eat, you are fasting. If you don't sleep with your woman, you are fasting. But when we say in Islam fasting is Ramadan fasting. So there is Islamic terminology and linguistic.
Carry on and see what's going on. Speakers Corner.
Can I show me that? Can I show me? Can I bring that nothing in front of my face and show me I don't want to defend
We're talking a different language.
Should we expect Muhammad to change his gender to woman? No, because it was an even sake of the argument. Still, it is wrong that Muhammad in his 50s forced himself to a child. That was wrong, and it is wrong today. That doesn't mean you as a man of God, walking Quran according to Muslims, you bring your level in the society, level of the society. That doesn't work that.
And Muslims are simply laughing when you ask them why your prophet was fondling a girl. It is, I think, very sad. But since Muhammad would not turn himself into the woman, it is acceptable. Remember, it was acceptable in the time of Muhammad to force himself to child. It is acceptable today for man to change the gender to a woman. Why you are not expecting that now?
Give me the name of the source.
Isn't that sad? Muslims are simply telling me. Actually, because it was very normal thing for people to marry with child. So, walking Quran Muhammad did so. I am asking simple question. Today people are changing their gender like they change their underwears. I am asking the question, would Muhammad come and then turn himself, go through the operations and then become a woman? No, because it would go against the law of God. But Muhammad wanted to build the bridges, so he was quite okay to force his private parts when he was in his 50s to a child. Unacceptable. Muslims need savior, and that's not Jesus Christ.
And it's wrong.
Anybody to answer that question? We don't deal with
Anyone wants to answer the question?
No, no one would like to discuss with you because you don't know how to discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, big up Platoon. He runs things around here.
Would you be happy?
Platoon runs things around here.
Wait, how many years are you
Would you be happy?
Is it one or two? You asked my question.
I'm asking your
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Would you be happy? Your 9-year-old child to marry someone who is in the age of her grandfather. Why not?
Because that's quite serious. That's not, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. So, if I tell you Muhammad, who is your prophet, did the same thing. He married in his 50s a girl child actually who was only 9 years old. He had a sex with her. What would you say to your prophet?
I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem with it. Why? So you have a problem if it is your child is marrying anyone who is in their 50s. So how old are you?
I'm
50. So he's in his 50s. You wouldn't give your 6-year-old child to him because you think it's wrong. But when your prophet does that, you don't have any problem. Why?
What
is your moral standard?
You're talking about a billion years ago, like I don't know how many years ago, like the times have
Not
changed.
millions of years ago.
I don't care, like you understand, it's a metaphor.
Even the Christian.
It's
610.
Yeah, okay.
610.
610 years ago, whatever that is.
No, Muhammad is from 610 to 632. It is the point, sir.
Yeah, it is the 400 years ago, so you can't base your logic right now on your logic 60, whatever, 14,000 years ago.
So when Quran says Muhammad is the best pattern for humankind to follow,
yes, he is.
In that pattern, Muhammad's marriage with Aisha is in that list.
Okay.
54-year-old man thinks it's okay. He can force his private parts to a child. Okay, that's my first thing. Second thing is Surah 65, verse 4, talking about you can divorce the child after you have sex with them. Okay, so it seems that wasn't just for Muhammad, and implication of that is since Muhammad is your example until today, and since it is in the word of Allah, it is today. So why? What is your name now? That's fine. Why do you think you have authority to go against the word of Allah and against Muhammad, to not be faithful to your Allah and your Prophet, to give your daughter who is 6 years old to marry someone who is in his 50s?
Where does Allah say that?
Firstly,
Where does Allah say give your daughter to a 50-year-old man?
Surah 65 verse 4.
What does the verse say?
Open your Quran.
You're making the argument.
No, it is your Quran. You don't want to read your Quran? I'm
I
quite
know,
happy to
I
read
read
it.
my Quran.
Okay, you read it?
Yalla, read it.
I read it. I'll help you.
Teach us.
I am not here to teach you, man. I am here. I am asking you simple. I am simple. I'm asking you simple questions.
Okay, read it.
You called me a liar last week.
And it looks like you are still, I don't know, sir.
65 what? What surah?
Follow with me. and those who no longer expect menstruation among your women. If you doubt, then their period is 3 months. And also for those who have not menstruated yet. Oh, so you wanted me to read it now, you want to read it from now?
Because you're screaming. Like I can't focus when you're shouting at me.
Okay, I read it again?
No, don't read
it in Arabic.
Oh, okay. Tell me who are those who are yet to reach their periods.
What's that to do with menstruation?
Where does it say that?
It talks about menstruation.
That's not Sahih hadith. You're bringing me fake hadith.
Is that the reason she's not laughing? Okay, thanks for being her brain and her spokesperson. I know Islam teaches women are indeficient in mind, but so the part it talks about, the part it talks about, if you doubt, then their waiting periods are 3 months, and also those for who have not menstruated yet. So those who have not yet to have their period, you can divorce them. For you to divorce them, you need to marry with them. For you to marry with them, during the marriage, husband and wife have sex. So you can have sex with those people who are yet to reach their period.
Okay,
and then after that, you divorce them.
Can I tell you like a scientific fact? There are people that never get their.
My question was to you. My question was to you.
There are people that never get their period. So
my question was to you.
What's your question?
Where did you get your authority to go against the word of Allah and against the teachings of Muhammad? That was my question. So now
I'm not going against the.
She's going against
but
the
you
teaching.
said you are not happy to give your daughter. You are not happy to give your daughter with this gentleman who is in his 50s.
Where does it say that?
I'm telling you, and I gave you my argument. You said the same thing 5 minutes ago. I gave you my argument.
There are some books in Islam. It says Aisha was 18 years old when she married.
How old was Joseph?
Okay, 18 is not 6 anyway.
It's not. It doesn't
So
say
Aisha wasn't
6 years old.
According to you, Aisha wasn't 6?
Okay, so you.
I think
How old was Aisha?
18.
You've left that argument.
18.
Going on to
So you believe Aisha? So you are Shia Muslim?
I don't know how old she is.
Okay, so you don't know is different versus
But
taking
what I'm
someone
telling
else's
you-
number
okay,
is very different.
can you listen?
Do you know
Can
how
you
old
stop
was
screaming and
Aisha?
listen?
Do you know how old
No,
was Aisha?
I don't know how old
You
she was,
don't
but
know.
what I
But
do
you
know,
have a
what I
problem.
do know is that 400,000 years ago is not the same as the times now, and a 9-year-old 400,000 years ago is not the same as a 9-year-old right now.
1,400.
Okay, whatever, no one cares. You get the
I do
point.
care. I do care.
Good for
He
you.
didn't marry her to
So-
marry her. Just
So, can you just tell me? No, I think you need to get the sources. You are mixing the sources. So, can you just tell me?
Yeah.
She's just going to make
What?
you look awful in front of the camera. That's her tactic.
You can walk away if you don't want to talk
No,
about
let's
it.
listen.
If your brothers are thinking actually you are not able to hold your
but
ground to
don't-
defend
don't
yourself,
listen to
that's
me, I'm a
absolutely
liar,
fine. You can
apparently,
walk away.
to you.
It's up to you.
Okay, go on.
Show me what you said,
Just a
please.
moment. Do you want to stay in the conversation or do you choose to walk away? It's up to you.
Let's say.
Okay, so in the verse, it is talked. So Aisha was 9 years old when Muhammad had a sex with her as a husband. Okay, Aisha was just a child. Muhammad was in his 50s.
How old was
54 years old man's private parts enter the child's private
Why do you
part.
keep repeating the same
Because that's
sentence
very
75
ugly.
times?
Because it is very ugly,
Yeah,
and I
I'm
want
aware.
you to understand.
Yeah, I'm aware it's
So
ugly.
that's what Muhammad did. I'm glad you are aware that it's ugly. Now Allah put first in the Quran and then says those ones who are yet to reach their periods, you can divorce them. Okay? So for you to divorce someone who is yet to reach their periods, just a moment, sir. Who is yet to reach their periods, you must first marry them during married, you have sex with them. You have a sex with a child.
That's not what the verse
You have to.
The verse
If
says
that
to
is
no
not
longer
the case,
expect, so they've had their periods already.
they are no longer
expect, no longer expect, so they already had their periods.
That's the first group. That's the first group. Second group, they are yet to reach. That's the yet to reach their period. He's the Adnan Rashid, your Dawa gangs expert. You can ask him. I think he would disagree with you since he believes Aisha is only 9 years old. So I'm talking about the second group.
Okay, guys, those of you who are Muslims, you're wasting your time with these guys.
I know.
Okay, so walk away. Listen to me, walk away.
So a Muslim is walking away because I am saying bullshit, or other option is Adnan Rashid, Dawa gangs expert, just express women are inefficient in minds. Because Allah didn't make women clever, so they didn't even give chance to the woman to simply explain the word of Allah. I think it is very sad. But what we have here is not only Muhammad in his 50s thought it was all right to put his private parts to the child's private part. Allah put the verse in the Quran so that you can divorce the children who are yet to reach their periods. I think it is ugly. Therefore, I stand here at Speaker's Corner, and all I can tell people, you need Jesus. Your hearts and your minds are broken without Jesus, and Allah and Muhammad is not helping you at all. Come and worship Lord Jesus Christ. Come and accept Him as your Savior. That's all it is.
And he called you dogs? Is that your savior? Who said I was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? And it's not trying to take children and throw it to their dogs? How come a savior called you dogs? How come a savior call his follower dogs because they are Gentiles? But that's the question. So if he said that I'll die for people's sin, I will find that verse. Where is it in the Bible that Jesus says, I will die for people's sin? Never found that verse. Never found that Jesus said, I will die for people's sin. He actually said, I was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel and not to their dogs.
To be honest, I believe that we have to respect all religions. And whether it's Islam and Christianity and Judaism are similar in a sense. So we have to respect each other. You cannot convert somebody by force. It's up to them whether they want to become Muslim or Christian or Jewish. But I'm much more against extremism and applying Sharia. Much more against Sharia and extremism.
Shall I believe in God who says Allah promised male and female eternal heaven? That's in chapter 9. Just in chapter 9, 29. Or shall I believe in a God that says that I was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and it's not right for me to take children's bread and throw it to their dogs?
I know you don't want to get sucked in. I know. It's not.
In the day of judgment, Jesus will say you will come down to earth, judging the 12th tribe of Israel.
Democracy. We should live in harmony. All religions.
It's a calm one still. It's expected to be a calm one with the people that's in it. There's really one brother in there saying that we need some more integration from other races so we can get more ideas and things. It made me think of you staying on the front. Yeah, it's happening right over there now still.
Back in a minute. Yeah. Thank you, man. We man on the tech.
Black man joining us here. Like, for instance, we've got the Muslim white lady, but I'll make sure that they see most of their posters together. I don't know what they're debating. They could be debating anything, but it's just things like that.
So for me, there's one thing. Communication is one thing, right? There's actually action, like something you actually do. We can communicate all day, but if we're not doing something that causes better, then we're talking for talking's sake, right? And the challenge I push to black people is when we come together to discuss black issues, why do we need to focus on non-black people?
Because we are the ones that this is just my personal belief. From what I see, we're obviously in a country that we
have limited power. Singly, we have to be amongst the mass that have more power. You know, people will have the powers, and I personally feel that you know where we're being I don't know, like segregated and oppressed, it's kind of like a bit hard for us.
So, I don't think we're being segregated. As in, I think there is integration in England, and within the integration, people make choices. And it seems that black people are always looking to mix and bring people in, but it's happening in isolation, meaning other cultural groups don't necessarily behave the same way. So, if that's the case, who's gonna have the least benefits out of the people?
Black people.
Thank you. So would the solution not be black people should then focus on self?
Yeah.
Right.
But the reason why it's difficult to do that, yeah, we're black people, yeah, but it's difficult for us to think of ourselves because there's nothing there for us to think for ourselves because we're already intertwined with so much other religions and so much other people's problems. We're already blamed for so much. So how can you focus on yourself when everything to do with ourselves is involved in everyone else?
And that's coming from a person that is in England. Obviously, we've gone through a school system that's been mixed, gone through a college system that's been mixed. Our general aspects is mixed. So it is a bit hard for us to just then be like, you know, come on, my brother, let's
stick together. It's not like that.
Because his life could be, you know, you've got black brothers that go with different cultures. You've got some of them that will defend them to the end.
Yeah.
How do we put that?
What about things like adoption or people that are in children's home or stepmoms and step-parents? If your step-parents are white man and your black son and or whatever, how are you gonna say let's focus on ourselves? Your stepdad's white. How are you gonna say let's focus on ourselves? And I've been raised in a children's home that's run by white people and it's in a white area. So how do I focus on myself?
So are black people collectively in a good space?
Isn't it
Generally,
about?
no. I don't think that, but that's just my opinion.
Personal opinion. It's a personal opinion, but don't you think it's when we're concentrating on the black and we're finding it really hard to work? How do we concentrate because we're so integrated already? How do we concentrate on the black? Shouldn't we just concentrate on the poor and then we all get uplifted? And if we say we're going to go for knife crime, it automatically just helps black children anyway. Do you know what I mean? So shouldn't we just be, and when we say we want to help the black community, all the other poor people in the same kind of demographics as us, they might not be there to help us. So if we was to do it as one, I think maybe that would be the way forward.
And the one you're talking about is poor people.
Working class, us at the bottom.
Has anyone ever seen a pattern that no matter what people group you're in, when those particular people group come together for a particular topic, theme, or whatever it is, right? Now when you look at the colour dynamic, at the very top is the least melanated, and at the very bottom is the most melanated. Have you seen this consistency?
But that's been set for a long time. It's been set like that.
So if you want to talk about homosexuality, amongst homosexual group, you'll see the same thing with the top, the bottom, same gender loving, trans, same, working class, poor, rich, yeah? Like Oprah's very rich, right?
Yeah.
But when she walks to a shop and they didn't know who she was, they kick her out, yeah? So I'm saying there's a consistency. Now it's my understanding that black people have been psychologically trained, to help other people, And I say we are collectively the most pathetic group out, right? And what I want is I want black people to disprove me. But when you disprove me, I'll be happy. But so far, no, because if black people recognize we're in a condition and we recognize what's been done to us, but yet when we come together, we never mention black. We go, no black, poor, no black, gay, no black.
Do you know why that is?
I know why this is. Because we're collectively the most inferior group that's around.
But why are we that most inferior?
You have to demonstrate otherwise. Because we've come here with complaints about how we're low. We've agreed.
I'm not complaining.
No, you know what it is? It's like there is such thing as a drug addiction, right?
Yeah.
And it is negative for the most part, right? And if you ever try to cure drug addiction, what's the first thing they ask you to do? What's the first thing they ask you to do?
Admit it.
You stand and go, my name's Bill, and I'm a drug addict. Yeah. Now, if black people want to stand up and go, you know what, my name's Abdullah, Mafudi, or whatever, and I'm doing great, my community is rich and everything, we're great, then he's practicing deception on himself. So he has to admit, collectively, we're good. Now, here's what it is, brother, right? Very few people, can actually success on their own. Yeah, you can do it, but you can't go so far. So what I'm saying is, how successful am I if I'm rich, and I might just be rich, but my brother's poor? My wife is not doing well. My mother is struggling. Yeah, but my neighbor is having problems. Right? That's
going to be poor sooner or later.
Yeah, right. So I'm saying is there is a collective betterment. But black people seems that we have been trained to always talk about other people. So I say that black people are collectively the most inferior group. And when we admit that, we can do better.
But we have been trained for that.
Of course we have.
Because it's been whipped into us from our parents. Our parents have already put the fear of us into what could happen if we don't obey these laws of the Western world. What will happen to us? That is why we're the inferior group.
Just one question. How do you break that psyche? I always wanted to ask.
You have a code of conduct, right? See, now this is what I've done. I've started the conversation by highlighting our shortcomings and for us to be realistic. Now, when I start pushing forward solutions, it's gonna be easy for me to shut down kumbayarism. Because I suspect that when I start giving a solution, people go, hold on, you can't do that. We've got to open up the carpet and have everyone come in and eat off our table. And I say no. Until we're in a good space, we can't help others, right? We have to be black betterment, right? We have to practice black betterment building, right? Meaning, I'm a black person looking to help other black people on black issues because we need it. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it?
But we was only allowed to have
when you grew up, we see
it. It was an allowance. These things are an allowances. We're allowed to appreciate ourselves to an extent that they find acceptable. So no matter how much you wanna, we wanna say, yeah, let's have this month. Bro, that month was allowed to us. That's why we was only allowed.
Year if you want, though.
You can, but
nobody just subscribe to that month if you don't want to.
What my point is,
I don't subscribe to it.
Society will not accept Black History Month unless it's Black History Month because of society making it like that.
It is, brother, right? You never need to focus on the opinions of a person outside of your group.
No, I'm not focused on it. I'm just expressing
you know, every day is Black History Day with me because I'm part of networks that they're always giving Black history, right? Black betterment, a black network, and a black business is every day for me, right? When you see me, if I'm on camera, they know that's Raven. He's the black betterment builder. Everything he says is black. So when man's trying to take it somewhere else, I go, no, it's black, right? That's a code. I'm codified in my mind, isn't it? Yeah? And my goal is to train all of you to be the same.
Yeah, but
no, I don't want to be like
that's
that.
You.
That's fine.
That's you knowing.
And that's good.
That's
no,
you
hold
knowing.
on, one at a time. Yeah, the brother said he doesn't want to be like that.
Can I explain why?
And you
Can I explain why?
Go ahead.
The reason why I don't want to be like that, and just say just black people, because the state where I grew up, we was all poor together. Yeah. There was white people, there was black people, there was people from all kind of things, and we all had the same struggle. I had to go next door and get sugar off the white person, and the white person had to come next door to get sugar off me. So I feel like when I say just black people, obviously it comes as standard procedure that I want this knife crime and thing to, I want to do something to make it better. If I can change one person's mind, it's a victory for me. Do you understand? But I feel like we're alienating ourselves as by saying, oh, well, for black people, we're going to do this, and for black people, we're going to do that. Can't we just do things for the community?
Right. So, brother, I respect that because in your heart, this is dedicated, concentrated kindness, right?
It's always,
and every black person I come across is the same, right? Yeah. But the thing is, it's misguided. It's misguided. And why I say it's misguided? Because, brother, you could join a Black Betterment Collective, right, and have institutions set up to help black people, and still on Tuesday go to your neighbor and give them sugar. Still on Wednesday go to the Italian restaurant and buy pizza. Yeah.
There's separation, though, man.
No separation, because while you're every other people group has institutions and dedication to their own needs, right? Except for black people, because we're collectively inferior, and the way you talk demonstrates that, right? Because other people groups do it all the time, right? But because of how we've been so integrated and trained mentally to be subservient, every time we try to fix issues, so it's not to say like we're all
on colour though. It's not on colour. It's not like they have the white betterment thing and they have like it's black on religion or something like the Sikhs, or can we? Do you know what I mean?
Okay. People
not colour, race maybe.
African ancestry, there you go. For you, African ancestry.
Yeah.
See, because colour is just a metaphor.
Yeah, I don't like the colour. I don't like the African ancestry. Sounds better.
Yeah,
that sounds better.
But remember, we've been compromised. So what happens is one day that's going to offend you. It's a technology. So if we have ourselves teddy bears, we're teddy bears, right? Remember, it's about actually like realizing there's a goal. And one of the challenges we have as a community is we start fighting about names and titles, right? But no matter what happens, there is a need, yeah? And we have to go for that need, yeah? So you can join any group, yeah, and put up institutions dedicated to betterment and still give sugar to your neighbor. No one's saying you should mistreat your neighbor because they have less melanin than you. Do you know what I mean? Now here's the problem, right? Every other people group knows this, except for black people, or African ancestry people, yeah, or teddy bears, yeah? We don't know it. That's why every time we come together, we're going to talk about what we need to have everyone, yeah? Now, these brothers have seen me, right, for years, and every time, you might be new here, brother, every time I come up, same thing, innit? That means systematically we've been trained to not look after ourselves, yeah? By osmosis. So my job is to
I try to look after everyone
you've demonstrated,
around me.
You've demonstrated, yeah? You've demonstrated. Now, Jewish people, they look out for Jewish people, right? Because they understand that there was a collective effort to destroy who? Jewish people. Has there been a collective effort to destroy black people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Many a time.
Many a time, right?
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Black man.
Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Therefore meaning, if Jewish people, and then you just do the nice smile, everything, all jokes and all that kind of stuff, yeah? So if they can do it, and it's a high five, why can't you do it, and it's a high five?
No, I just believe that you can do it, but when we say we're just doing it for black, it just sounds like it's separatist.
Brother, there's Jewish banks by themselves. There's Muslim banks by themselves. You get it? All these banks that we're in England in, this is what I'm saying, we're in England, yeah? But these banks that are being run, they wasn't really for us.
In England,
we've just been accepted and allowed to go.
Why are we in England? Why are we in England, bro?
Huh?
Why are we here?
We're here because the wind rush, innit, I suppose, or whatever.
Well, why would people come here? Why would they come here? Why would they go to
the Caribbean, innit?
Yeah, but why not go to, say, Peru?
Make some money in that, innit?
Why,
It's a better life.
Why is the money here, bro?
The money's here, this is where it is. I'm not saying how. Listen, I agree with you how we got here.
And that's why I'm willing to
Listen. I agree with you how you got there. The British Empire done loads of horrible, evil things in the past that some of them would say is well, they're heroes. I understand it was their heroes and it was our demons. Okay, all right. Let's get that out there. One person's hero is another person's demon, and one person's demon is another person's hero. So I've got mixed heritage. So
what does that mean, bro?
I've got mixed heritage. I've got heritage from Africa, Caribbean, England. Mixed heritage. That's how I define myself.
I see.
That's how I define myself.
So you're mixed.
I've got mixed heritage, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I look black. Just
now, if you walk, if you walk into a room, right?
Yeah.
And you see your father beating your mother, yeah? Do you jump in and add tongue to your mother, or do you stop your father? What do you do?
I try to protect my mother.
Why? Because she's most vulnerable.
Yeah,
so you're from
the right thing to do.
Right thing to do. You're from mixed heritage, right?
Yeah.
Name me one of those heritages. Name me one. The people.
African.
One. Name me another one.
Trinidadian.
Name me another one. No. Okay. Now, when those two people come together, which one historically has been doing the dominating, and which one has been dominating of the two? Mother and father. Now,
English has done dominating.
Okay. And who's been dominating?
Black people have been dominating.
Mother Africa, yeah?
Mother Africa has been dominated.
You're mixed heritage, but father Europe.
I'm afraid to say that.
Yeah? Right. So, bro, for the truth, why are you thumping Mother Africa down there?
I'm not thumping Mother Africa. I love Mother Africa.
Right.
Just think that there's loads of
How do you demonstrate? Because right now, Mother Africa's on the floor trying to unite to get back up, and you're coming talking about kumbayarism, right? I'm saying kumbayarism is where basically, when you're trying to fix something, everyone's talking about hug this, hug that, hug that. It's like, no, let's just try to get up, right? Right now, what energy are you putting towards the collective betterment of Mama Africa coming up to actually have something, rather than blows in the face?
Right. As of right now, I have done absolutely nothing apart from voice my opinion. No, apart from voice my opinion.
About kumbayarism.
No, I don't know what. I still, you think of kumbayarism.
That's right, yeah. But that's what it actually is.
No, this is your.
Brother, you got it.
Yeah, that's yours.
It's an analogy.
Now, brother, lose me. Okay, let's go with it, right? Kumbayarism is a good thing, right? Meaning, if everyone was good, the best way we can do is hug and kiss everyone, give them a rock cake, give them a vegan hot dog, whatever, right? Because everyone loves it in a perfect world. Brother, we're in a perfect world.
Idealistically, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We're in an imperfect world. world, right?
I aspire for a perfect world.
Of course, yes, but not on the backs of the collective African black.
On the backs of anybody.
Thank you. Right, but right now, who needs the most help, as you just demonstrated?
Black, I wouldn't say black people. I say poor people.
Yes, but
poor people.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Then what I'm saying is that there is a system in place, that makes it that many black people just so happen to be poor.
No, but you can change it though, especially in
Yes,
England.
and that's what we're trying to do here. But
this is probably the best country to change it.
Maybe so. But what I'm saying is, how it's going to happen if
It's an
you
example to other countries.
Maybe, but if you are not going to unite with other brothers,
Of course, I'm here. What do you think I'm here talking for?
But what I'm saying is, if when we try to get the ball rolling, you're going to start talking about kumbayarism, a nice word, but it's just a bit early. Then
For you.
Well, I'm saying that. What do black people collectively owe?
What do black people collectively owe?
What do we owe? What resource? What do we do? What do we do that you
I
have to go
suppose
to?
that in Africa, there's a lot of people that own quite a lot. There's a lot of rich Africans in Africa.
There's only one bit of land that isn't owned by a white man in Africa.
I didn't say. I just said there's a lot of rich people in Africa.
Yeah, but they're only rich because of succumbing to certain laws.
What institutes? What things do we have that?
Maybe so.
Like. Can you go to a certain place and then you know there's a guaranteed job or there's infrastructure there that's enough for your needs?
To build my own.
Yeah. Okay. So when you say your own, other people groups have developed this, but black people for some reason, maybe because of kumbayarism, I'm not doing
No,
it.
not because of kumbayarism.
Is it not?
No, shall I tell you why? Because I'm not blaming anything on anyone.
You said-
Anything.
Oh,
I'm not blaming.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
But remember, today
You let me speak, and you're cutting me off. Let me just speak for 1 second. You then you made me forget. Right. I'm not blaming anybody for my shortcomings, yeah? Alright? I'm not blaming saying I'm being oppressed or anything, yeah? Anything that I'm not gonna come I understand that the system, yeah? I understand that the system is not perfect, yeah. I understand that the system is not perfect, but I also understand that I can do anything that I choose to do. Do you understand that? I believe that. Do you understand?
Now, when in this conversation was I talking about blaming anyone?
I talked about. I don't feel like I'm being. You're saying you're talking about.
I was talking about black people. I know. That's why
you're saying that was at the bottom and whatever.
Right. What I'm saying is collectively, right? And that's why, yes, and that's why collectively,
I'll probably agree with you.
And that's why collectively we have to come together to fix it. I've said nothing about anyone else.
Right,
Usually,
so
when I talk about black issues or African issues, I do bring other issues in it, right? Other people. That's why
I understand your angle. I understand your angle.
So what I'm saying is, we are demonstrating that today. I don't need to mention any other people because I know that you guys.
Could I say right now? Could I make another point? That's going to be a really good point. Could you do it your way and I do it my way, and it's both, and it helps the black community and the community as one going up. So isn't both of us doing two good things a different way? Good for the community.
Put it like this, yeah. If we're rowing a boat now, and we're both supposed to be going like this, but you're going like this, and I'm going like this. Here's the boat going.
And the boat's going in circles.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
I believe
would you agree with that analogy? Yeah.
But I have an analogy above that. And that's great. We can end on that analogy, but I can above that. And right now, it comes down to who can do, right?
I agree with
so,
you.
So for me, you could do anything. Tomorrow you could dance on your head, you could do whatever. I'm going to go for the elite. People don't like me using that word.
Who's the elite?
This is. I'm looking for any black person who wants to help black issues, and I'm defining them as the elite because they've openly confessed they have to be the elite. Because they've earned that title.
Why?
Because black people are collectively inferior. So in order to get them into a place where they can actually work on equal stuff, right? Yeah, hold on. You can't make a general statement. Because black people are collectively inferior.
So you're saying black people are elite?
You need to look for people who want change to step forward, to become the elite. And what did the elite do? The elite create institutions and stuff, so by osmosis, black people benefit. Does that make sense? By benefit. You know what I'm saying? So meaning, you bought this, right? And you bought it because it was an option, right? You speak English because it was by osmosis you were taught, right? The elite are going to be making things automatically that you just go into.
That's what we do when we build our own businesses. We build it for our children to be able to come in and get a job, whether they deserve it or not.
The elite are going to do that. Now the question is, are you the elite?
No, but what I'm saying is, are you only building a gang of black elite people?
No. So it's like this, right? Before you came to the bottom, I used to give like a symbol. So we want equality for every single person, right? But if black people are here and say others are here, what do we have to do?
We have to move up.
And watch this. I give this guy 5%, I give myself 5%. 5%, 5%. Not cool, right? But if I give myself 50, then we're now on an equal plane.
I don't care what he's got.
No, brother.
I don't care what he's got. I'll build my own. That's what I'm saying. I feel.
If you recognise that other people groups are thriving better, and you're not watching his pockets. No, it's not about watching his pockets, but understanding you're not doing good, so you have to have a frame of reference. So it's like, what is good? How is that managed?
Listen, that's all in the eyes of the what's good and what's successful is in the eyes of that individual person.
Right.
Like someone could have been working in Tesco's for 25 years, and to him it's the best job in the world, and he's really happy doing what he's doing. Who am I to say that person's a failure?
Right. So for me, we would live and let live. If a black person is like, I'm content working at Tesco, I don't want to join any group to make anything better for black people, then it will live and let live. He will not be part of the elite. He will be part of the everyday come and go osmosis crowd.
Can the white people join?
Join what?
The elite.
So if you have a black betterment building group that is for black people, serving black people, black issues, there's no need, there's no room.
If there was like just like a Chinese elite in the thing, like wouldn't they be like that's like almost like the triads or something when you're saying, hurrah, we want to be we're the Chinese and we're elite to everybody else. And
what does elite mean? What does elite mean? We're talking about
better than the other people.
No, worse than other people. So black people are worse than other people.
What's elite? Elite.
So what you're saying is you need people in the group, right, who are dedicated on a context, right? Dedicated, like we're going to be dedicated on helping black people with black issues. Thus, we'll be known as the elite. There you go.
Okay. I just think that's the wrong way to.
No, it's the right way.
All right. Listen. When you describe those people that are making things better for black people, you're describing those people as the elite. Yeah.
The elite, yeah.
Sounds separatist.
No,
it sounds mad. It doesn't sound inclusive.
Very
at all.
inclusive. Do you know why? Because a separatist is like saying that within the black community you can't join. The only thing you have to do to become part of the elite is confess that you want to help black people on black issues and you're going to be dedicated to. That's it. Then you're part of the elite. But you can't do it. You see, you can't do it.
What do you mean?
You can't do it. It's too hard. It's too hard. And that's why there has to be a elite. Am I wrong?
I understand. No. See, what you're trying to do, you're trying to separate my goals and aspirations and put them in order. For me, personally, I'm not. What's closest to my heart is knife crime. Because I was a young black boy in that area, so that's what closest to my heart. But what's really close to my heart as well, is bringing people that are not used to each other, together, and that's the only way that we're going to combat this thing called racism in this country. Do you understand? Because that's where my children, that's the most important thing to me. My children growing up in this country, they're going to have to face what we put out in the world now. Do you understand? And the narrative what we're painting for everybody else, whether you feel we're oppressed or anyone.
Who's most naive on racism? Black people or white people? Who's most naive?
Just naive people. So, there's naive white people and there's naive black people.
As a collective group standpoint, which group is more naive on?
It's stereotyping when you do that.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely stereotyping when you say as a collective. You're stereotyping a whole race of white people and a whole race of black people.
Right. And you see no value in people who share common interests coming together to try to find solutions.
No, I do.
Okay, so
I'll be a fool
I'm not going to call you a fool, bro.
Yeah, I'll say that myself.
I won't call you a fool. But what I would say is, if what binds us together is the black experience, wherever that might be, then there needs to be a solution based on black people coming together to work on the black experience.
I don't know what the black experience is.
Well, you're not, but then, like I said, you wouldn't be in that elite group, would you? You'll be in a
I'm not trying to sign up. Yeah, I'm not trying to sign up to the elite group. What I'm trying to sign up to is helping people with knife crime, bringing this country together.
Right.
And whether I'm in the elite group or not.
And what actions has to happen for that to happen? What has to happen for them to come?
We need to go and talk to the children. If those people that are, those youngers that are growing up in a city environment, some of them are all different kinds of races, creeds, colours, predominantly black. What's going on inner city, black on black, knife crime.
So the training I do is we have a bubble in our head of knowledge, right? Of understanding. Your bubble is in a certain way, and it makes sense to you. My bubble is in a certain makes sense to me, right?
Totally agree.
And we have to understand what we see that works doesn't work, innit?
Yeah.
Through my constant training and movement and understanding, it is very necessary for black people to be dedicated to fix black issues, and for us to conduct codes of conduct for black people who dedicate time to make sure they're constantly working on black issues, right? Now, you might not be part of that, but my job is I do things in things.
I want to do that and other things as well. I'm not just going to solely put myself down to thinking. I want to help with knife crime any way that I can. If you're doing some kind of march or something and I can attend, not as an elite, whatever it might be, whatever it might be, you might be doing an art exhibition for all I know. Whatever it might be, I will attend, not as the elite, as just a supporter for what you're trying to do, because it's in the right direction.
You can do that, yeah. But, and what I'm saying is,
I would do that.
I said at the beginning of the conversation, right, that you could join betterment groups and do activities for black people and still give your neighbor sugar and go to the Italian restaurant and eat pizza. It's not exclusive. It's just right now, if you don't confess that you want to be dedicated to helping black people, the chances are you will do absolutely nothing for them. Facts.
You're not in my shoes, man.
This is not to you directly.
Yeah. But when you say that, and it's not to me directly, when you say that, it's like I have to conform to your way of doing things. And if I don't agree with your way of doing things, then I'm most probably going to fail.
No. So you wouldn't be a concern. Does that make sense?
It's not a concern. I'm trying to help.
No. But what I'm saying is,
trying to be a concern.
You as an individual entity wouldn't be in your action towards black people. Wouldn't be a concern for us. The only concern would be trying to create a situation where you better. So you won't be part of the process, but you would be part of the solution. Or you will benefit from the solution. Does that make sense? So when
I'm not interested in benefiting myself personally.
No, of course not. And what I'm saying is this, right? If I talk to people who talk like you, my job is to ignore them and create a situation where they benefit without them knowing.
That's cool. That's cool. That's fine. That we differentiate on approach to the problem, but we both recognise the same problem, and we've got different ways of doing it. Simple and plain.
And that's why I'm forming an elite. And that's why I say, in order to join the elite, you have to confess that you're a black person who wants to help black people on black issues, because you recognise that there's a collective issue going on, and collectively we're in a very compromised position. All right. And I'm training people that when they see kind brother, because this brother's a kind brother.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
He's a kind brother. But unfortunately, it's like, you know in ice hockey, do you know ice hockey?
Yeah.
They have certain members where their job is to just fight people. But a kind brother can't do that, innit? You know what I mean, right? So there have to be another role for that person. Right now, in the thing we're doing, there's no role for it. But there's no role. I understand. But the goal is that to create a situation where you learn and you benefit from the things we're doing.
And this is what I wanted to say as well. There's no role for me in what you're doing,
Absolutely not.
Right, now in what I'm doing, I hope to build up the community in a way that benefits you as well. Do you understand that?
I'm sure
you so you get those same kind of benefits, what I'm going to get, and we're going to be both moving in the same direction separately.
Now, I agree with that. Now, the only thing I'll do to benefit this, right, is one thing we have to do, is we have to have something that's tangible, and we have to have something that can be measured. As we're both progressing in our journeys, you have to then demonstrate how what you've done has benefited whatever people you're saying. And I need to be able to demonstrate you see?
Evidence.
I
right? Totally agree.
So what happens when people come up to it, when they go, see that Raven guy, he was doing this thing, and that benefited me this way. I'm part of the thing that he's doing here, and I'm benefiting this way. Yeah? And you have to be the same.
I totally agree. Held to a standard. Totally agree.
And that's what it is, yeah?
Yeah, totally agree.
So the only thing I can say is I appreciate your kindness.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate your kindness, and I appreciate black people's kindness, because so many black people are like you. And in one dimension, it's a beautiful thing. But unfortunately, there's many things that are good, but it works against
all right, let me say, all right, you know black people are so welcoming, we're like, you don't trust anyone.
Very true.
Rare. Very true. How do you think English people feel in this country, where it's the most easiest country to come in and integrate? Don't they feel like, how you would say, the country's behaved in the same way as in opening up all the borders, don't you think that they've, well, the EU, innit, anyone from Europe can come in, or
It was a bit.
you're better off coming to this country than going to any other country in the world.
Obviously.
Yeah, standard procedure. That's you understand. Don't you feel like the people that are indigenous to this country, not me, because I'm not indigenous to this country, the people that are indigenous to this country get pissed off when you come and say, oh, we're the most welcoming people, we're the most this people, we're the most that people, when you're in their country being welcomed in Speaker's Corner and being able to say whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
That's a good point. Wanting to separate yourself from them.
They're welcoming. So they're welcoming, isn't it?
Right. So we have we have to establish what's really going on. When
Then you want to
say
separate yourself from them as well.
When you say separate, right? What we're saying is there is a separation going on. That is the reason why black people are in a certain condition. So you have to come together, black people, to work on it, because people outside that group ain't gonna do it. If people recognize you come together as a form of separation, that's their downfall, isn't it, right? Because the separation happened that allowed black people to be there, yeah? But if black people come together to work on issues, it's not going to stop you from shopping in an English shop, buying a kebab, or doing anything, is it? Yeah? So what I'm saying is, the attitude that the brother gave here shows he's in a level of confusion. The way you demonstrate, the way you talk about social level of confusion, and these levels of confusion, black people have to carry our back, because we have to have the stigma of actually we're being separatists and all this kind of individual stuff, when in fact we are the victims of separatism and we're trying to fix ourselves so we're on an equal playing ground.
I'm saying continue doing what you're doing. If it helps the children, I applaud you. Yes. I'm on your side. Do you understand?
It has been demonstrated when people groups come together. This happens. Yeah, and you see benefits, right? When you come together and you work on inward issues, you will always see progress. You will always see it. It's been demonstrated by Jews, by Asians, by Indians, by whoever, right? So it's a tried and tested theory, right? So now the idea is how do you put in action? The reason we can't put in action is because not only are there black people like you who say what you're saying from a kind angle, but you get gentlemen like this guy.
What do you mean? What you can't stop? What, knife crime because of a gentleman like me?
See, you're
what? I don't know.
You're saying knife crime. Have I ever said knife crime? Have I ever said knife crime?
No. I just didn't understand because you said gentleman like me. I'm stopping you for. I didn't get what you said before.
Let me demonstrate. Yeah. I was talking about black people come together.
Yeah.
This guy said segregation separates stuff, right? Yeah. And then you said a similar thing, right? Like, everyone in together and that kind of stuff. Kumbaya is about describing, right? But I'm saying the fact that there is a tarnish on black people coming together to talk on black issues is the problem. And the fact that the leading voice in that is a black brother, or black brothers or sisters, then obviously that shows that we are collectively inferior. Now I have to say that word, because if I don't say collectively inferior, then everyone believes they're on equal ground. I gave you the diagram before, innit? The diagram.
Putting black people down, man.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's like this, right?
It's wrong.
Like collectively inferior. I ain't inferior like that.
There's too much generalization.
We are collectively.
You put generalizing black. I feel strong, bro.
Bro,
if you feel like
that, you will need to demonstrate your strength in comparison to other strength. You see, if you're a brother, if you're a drug addict, the first thing you have to say is, brother, I'm a drug addict and I want help with it. Yeah. If you don't say that, then you're gonna say, I'm not a drug addict. I'm a party guy. Bro, I can handle it. It's a part of my bloodstream, right? But if you actually admit
you're saying that I'm weak.
Not you. Not you.
Exactly. You're saying you're speaking to a lot of black people that think that
you individually are the strongest black man here. We can aspire to be like you're the strongest, but collectively, you're not like you're not with me. You're not with me. So individually, you're the strongest black man here. How good is a king on the chessboard where he's the only one? How good is it? He ain't got no pawns, no bishops, got one move. And the opposition queen is going to come straight through and check him, right? So I'm saying that you are the king. You know what I mean? But you ain't got no pawns, you ain't got no bishops.
And I understand that maybe it seems like I'm standing on my own, and I haven't got no pawns or I haven't got no bishops and stuff like that. Right. But maybe I'll get some pawns and bishops and that one day soon.
When you come to know, when you can demonstrate that the behavior patterns you're doing is benefiting black people, come and show me.
No, and that's my ambition to
I
do
will
that.
demonstrate.
If it doesn't, at least I'll try it.
Today, I will demonstrate to you that there's progress in
you for it. I do nothing but applaud you for it,
Remember,
bro.
I'm an elitist. I am an elitist, and the only way you can be an elitist
that. I don't agree with that dialogue.
And here's how it is.
Sounds very.
Well, no, because I use strong words. Here's how it is. All a black person has to do is say, I want to help black people on black issues, and they too become leaders. That's it. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have super science in your head. You just have to be willing. You could be the poorest or the richest.
That comes as automatic to me.
Show me the automatic.
No, listen. It comes as automatic to me, yeah? But you see your language. Yes. Your language is very... so it's obvious I want to help black people in the community. Right. But I want to help poor people in the community as well. It's obvious that...
when I say sugar, what do you think of?
Person next door.
No, So every time I tell you sugar, remember that you can help black people and still give your neighbour sugar.
I'm trying to help black people.
Okay, well then,
I'm trying to help black people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to help everyone. I'm trying to do a couple of things at once. You know what I mean? I'm not going to separate and just say I'm just going to be dedicated to this. And there's a whole community out there.
No one says you have to be singly dedicated. But the thing is, if you do not confess you want to help black people, the chances are that you ain't helping them at all.
Who made that up?
Whoa.
Exactly.
That's a mad accusation. I made it.
You see, when you say things behind closed doors, that's a strong thing to say.
He could be helping black people more than you,
again.
bro. He could be helping black people.
If you do not confess,
and you won't even know it.
And this is within yourself, right? If you don't confess to yourself and outwardly that you want to be dedicated to helping black people, right? The chances are
just doing that.
Yeah. If you do not confess to yourself, you won't be helping anybody.
I just want to help humanity.
Here's what it is, right? In the system, you will always automatically help other people. Why do I say?
I want to help humanity.
Let me demonstrate. If black people don't have the economic game up, right, that means we're not going to own no business and shops, right? Hold on, bro. Let's be tangible.
That's tangible to me.
Let me say that you say, right?
It's real.
So if your uncle and aunties don't own a shop, that means when you get peckish, where you're going to go? You're going to go to other communities, right?
Go get 3 jobs and then get a shop.
If your uncles don't actually own any businesses, you can't get jobs, right? So that means by osmosis, you can. Let me say that. By osmosis, when you go and you exist, you will always be supporting other community groups. That's why you have to confess that you want to help black people. And once you confess, that means when I'm looking to do something, I'm looking for a black man to help out, because I know that if I just walk down the street or walk into any shop on this high road, I guarantee you, black people make no money from it.
All right, listen, shall I tell you something? It's all about, entrepreneurship. And you can start a business on eBay with £500, bro. Like, you don't need a lot of money, and it's about making...
When you demonstrate that, let me know.
I do it already.
I
passive income. Good. Do you know what passive income is?
Yeah,
well then. So you make multiple streams.
Like publishing.
No. Passive income.
Like publishing the music.
Passive, no.
I said you don't get it when it comes in.
Yeah.
I
go to sleep.
I know about that. So
exactly, but the people don't. A lot of the youths don't.
Well, after we talk, you can help them on that. What I'm saying is
that's what I'm trying to help them on. Those are the kind of things I'm trying to... So when they make money with passive income, without having to go to work, they go to work 9 to 5 every day, but they're making money at the same time with passive income, try and build their passive income to match their normal income, and then maybe they could stop working. Do you know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things that I'm trying to tell the youths, instead of when they're going to school, in public school, they're just being taught how to be a worker. You're trying to be a worker. I agree. You're going to get those. If you say a teacher says to you, what are you going to do when you're older? And you say, I want to be a dustman, miss. She's going to say, well done, black van man. You're going to be the best dustman ever. When they go to private school, they learn how to be bosses, innit? Simple and plain. It's different between public school and private school. I want to edify the youths how to be bosses out here, how to make passive income. Like, the sky's the limit, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple and plain.
Right. And no one should stop you on doing that. And if you specialize in passive income, then you should teach.
I specialize in passive income.
Okay. Well, then you could do that. But that doesn't stop the overall goal of what I'm saying. The ultimate goal is that there needs to be a code of conduct, and black people come together for black solution stuff.
No, you're making the poor person who's mixed race. Just imagine if he's mixed race, he's half white and half black. Can he qualify? Yeah. He qualifies. Okay, so what if he's only 1/4 black? Does he qualify? Sure. You know what I mean? I don't think it should be on colour. To be honest with you,
it's on people groups that's affected by history.
How do you say what? There's thousands of different kind of black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's thousands of different kind of white people.
I will know about it, but yeah, cool.
I know, well, you should learn them maybe, innit? There's white people that never had nothing to do with any kind of the oppression or anything.
Not my concern currently.
Okay, I understand.
It's like this. If you have limited resources, you can't spread it so thin. You have to fix yourself if you fix other people.
I agree.
That's like this, right? look, I've tried it. Walk around, pretend that there's no colour, there's no race, there's no history, whatever it is, and everyone loves everyone. What happens? I gave you the thing at the beginning. Whenever people come together, for some reason, at the bottom of every single kind of theme, you have the highly melanated person and the lowly melanated person at the top. So whether it's homosexuality, working class.
Change it then. Let's change it.
Thank you. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying,
that's what I'm doing it with my attitude.
Yes, and when you can demonstrate that, let me know so we can jump in.
No, I've already demonstrated it. I don't see it. Like it's not a problem to me.
Right.
I'm talking
So
about.
from what you're doing, black people prosper.
Right, listen, no. If enough youths listen to what I've got to say, I believe that they will be prosperous.
Look at the camera and give them the inside scoop.
Inside scoop.
Let them know, because you have to go.
All right, the inside scoop. Yeah, the inside scoop to knife crime.
Okay.
Inside scoop to anything else. Let's put it all out there.
You said that you have a way to...
Inside scoop to knife crime. Let's go with knife crime first. Inside scoop to knife crime is that you need to have more community centres that we can all go to and do something and like learn about businesses and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. And learn.
Who's going to run them?
Huh?
Who's going to run them?
Well, people like you, I thought, innit? Ain't you gonna be a?
So you're talking about organisations,
So it's for everybody, though. It's not just for black people, though. It's for everybody.
Right. So it's like this, right?
For everybody.
When you find people doing harmful stuff in China, right? There's a history behind it, right? And there's certain solutions that might actually be cultural based. Meaning, funny enough, teaching a black child about black history, will have a different...
Got to do with moving forward.
I'm going to explain to you, right? That one of the reasons why many black children will stab another brother is because they see no value in them. Yeah, in fact, they see them as an enemy. Yeah?
No, they see them as an enemy.
Yeah,
there's no value. They don't see no value in themselves either.
Thank you. And the reason I see the value is because they haven't been.
Jump to conclusions though when you're saying the reason why because everyone's an individual.
Right, but I'm giving you. What I'm saying is, in order to have a solution, we have to pinpoint what's going on. Yeah. And some people might have knife crime because they think they're an alien. I can't deal with them. I can't deal with the masses who have low self-esteem, who have no self-worth. And
I agree with that.
There has to be a strategy of how to give self-worth, right? And we have to understand we're in a system, and the system indirectly or directly contributes to not having self-worth. Therefore, meaning, if you're a young black brother and you never see, let me say what you say, right? If you don't see yourself in any form of like contributing roles, or powerful situations, or anything of any value, then obviously you're going to be easily led astray because you have low self-esteem, right? So the goal is on the upbringing, make sure those brothers are known about the history, known about black people doing good, known that they're worth something, and that their efforts are part of a collective better, right? There's a place for this, right? So what I'm saying, if I'm a young European kid and I live here, right, I turn on the TV, there's enough on the TV to tell me, you know what, there's opportunity for you, right? There's leader roles, the TV will bombard you, right, historically, yeah? What I'm saying is, people of African descent, not so much, especially in this diaspora,
Watch the same television as a white man. Let's not do that. Watch the same television as a white man's watching. So you got the same opportunities.
What does that mean? Explain what that means.
When you watch television and you see the opportunities that are afforded to white people in this country, those same opportunities are afforded to black people and mixed race people and whatever. You can come from anywhere. You can still do those.
So what I'm saying is, if you do not see yourself as greatness, if you don't see people who look like you doing great stuff, right, and you've been...
I do.
Not you, because you're the king, remember, you're on the board.
I'm not the king.
Well,
you're the strongest though.
You're the strongest.
You lot are saying that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, what I'm saying is the others, they're not seeing how you're seeing it, right? Therefore meaning, all right, we need to come together to create the things they need to see. So we need to own the movement situation.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
make a positive contribution.
That's what I've been saying from the beginning.
But what I'm saying is, when you talk about Kumbayasm, right? I'm saying, look, if black boys need to see, let me give you a story, right? So black boys need to see a black, say, king, right? So let's make a film about Tahaka, about Samusa, someone. This is because for some reason black people don't see black kings. Let's say that's important, right? Now, I come together.
That would say.
I haven't even been important for black people. It wasn't important
black child to see.
It wasn't important for me when I was a child.
And then you turned out great, right?
When the guys having the
no, not really.
Okay, well then we want you to turn out great. So here's
I want the children to turn out great.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have, so you want them to, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's experiment of our plans, right? So I'm saying, we come together, right? Now, because we have a group,
know me.
let's stand.
He doesn't know me, so he doesn't know if I've got a plan. He's saying something stupid. I'm having a really good dialogue with you. And you're like, you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan.
We asked you last week. That's what you
No, this week. Look. You see this? You see this? This week. You see this week? I bought notes this time. I made notes on knife crime, and I made notes about things that I would do. So this week I've got a plan. Last week I didn't have a plan. This week I've got a plan.
You made notes on knife crime.
On what I would do. Because I was talking to about 4 people at the same time. Yeah. So it was a bit like I'm talking to you, then I'm talking to you, then I'm talking to you.
Very challenging.
So you was hitting me with things from the side. So when you was hitting me things from the side, it was quite hard for me to concentrate on what you were saying. So last night I made sure I made a few notes just about knife crime and a few things that I would do just quickly. I said what I would do. I said one of them.
Shall I finish what I'm saying? Shall I finish what I'm saying? Then you can talk about knife crime. Brother, shall I finish what I'm saying so you can talk about knife crime? So what I'm saying, when you kumbayarism, we've come together as a movement.
I like that term of kumbayarism.
Okay, teddybearism, goodness, happy, joy. Whatever you want to hear, I'll say it. Yeah, whatever makes you feel good.
You sound good.
Yeah, you sound good. So when we practice sound good, when we practice that, what happens is, next thing you know, you want to make a film about Taharka, Mansa Musa. There's a person who's not from Africa. And they're like, well, hold on, why do we have to do that? Let's make a film about King Henry VIII. Now there's a big debate about what the film's going to be about.
Make your film, man. I'm on your side to make your film. I'm sick of seeing roots.
Bro, I'm trying. This is a made-up story. It doesn't exist. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to show you the problem with kumbayarism is when everyone joins in, everyone has to have a say. Yeah.
No, you confuse me with kumbayarism. I want people to come together. You call that kumbayarism. It's a good thing.
Sugar.
People coming together.
Sugar. What do you think?
It's a good thing when
sugar.
people come
What do you
together.
think? When I say sugar, what do you think? You can help your black brother and still give your neighbour sugar. That's it.
Help everybody, and that includes black people
remember,
as well. Same thing.
If you do not confess,
It's a bit
remember,
better.
I'm going to demonstrate. If you do not confess, people that you want to help black
That's
people,
your
black
own
issues.
philosophy.
Let me finish.
I don't agree with it.
I know, and let's see how we progress. Yeah. If you don't confess, you will do nothing. Yeah, I swear, it's been demonstrated. If you do not openly confess that you want to help
You
your
sound like
community,
if I don't agree with your philosophy,
not you, because you're not part of it.
Yeah. You sound like
You don't have
if
to
you don't agree with your point of view and your way, like confess. You keep on saying this word of confess.
No.
You keep on saying this word. If you don't confess, then your shit is not gonna work.
No.
Blah 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 blah.
That's what I'm saying.
You that authority, mate. None ain't worked so far.
Saying.
Whatever you done ain't worked so far.
Never said that, right?
Kids are killing each other more and more every year, mate. Every day in London.
Remember what I said about
I'm
bubbles?
concerned
Remember
about
bubbles? We are having our own bubble, right? And in that bubble is our own level of knowledge, innit? Now, right now, I'm trying to talk to you about progress. And every time we try to get somewhere, you keep telling it back to the beginning. Yeah?
Okay.
That might be your bubble. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? So what I'm saying is,
So smart, innit? So there's something wrong with you then.